Hi there, class, and welcome to week 2 of English. This is day 1 of English, our first lesson. Really excited to see what we're going to do this week. By the way, these videos are supplementary. You don't need to follow them. You can just watch them if you want, not do the work. It's up to you. It's whatever's going to help you at home. So these videos are just an extra bit to the worksheets that are on the website. To give you a few extra things to do. Let's have a look at what Monkey's doing at the moment. Then here's his box. I'm just going to go in and see if he's awake. Monkey, out you come. Yeah, I'm really sorry. It sounds like he's asleep. He normally is on a Monday. Let's see if we can wake him up. Maybe. Do you want to shout at your computer screen after 3? Wake up, Monkey. Should we see if that works? You ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if it's worked. No, I think you're going to have to be a little bit louder. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think it might have worked. Oh, well done. Oh, are you tired, Monkey? You're not ready for Monday. It's Monday. It's time to get learning. Oh, I'm a little bit tired. I did a lot of sunbathing in the sun at the weekend. Oh, did you, Monkey? Well, it's time. We're ready for action now. Monkey, what are we going to need for our English lesson today? You'll need a bit of paper. You'll need a pencil. Great, a bit of paper and a pencil. Your cuddly toy. Your brain. Yeah, definitely your brain. And a sausage. And a sausage? Why do I need a sausage, Monkey? Just for a little snack. Well, you don't need a sausage for this lesson, but if you want one for a snack, you can get one. Let's have a look at this week's spellings first of all. Now, have a look at the spellings. I want you to pause the video and just have a go and see if you can read some of the words. Remember, any words that you don't know, have a go at sounding them out. Look at each sound and spot what is the same about each spelling. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, I wonder if you spotted what was the same in each of the spellings. Monkey, do you know what's the same in each of the spellings? I don't know. No. Well, let's have a look at them, shall we? So number 1 is the word very. Number 2 is the word happy. Number 3, funny. Number 4, party. Number 5, family. Number 6, dizzy. Number 7, smelly. Number 8 is silly. Number 9 is jolly. And number 10 is sunny. Did you see what's the same? What have they all got in the same? They all end with the sound oo. Well, not quite. It's not the sound oo that they end with. They all end with the sound e, don't they? But the sound e here is spelt with the letter y. Sometimes the letter y at the end of a word can make the e sound. Very happy. So there we go. There's our spellings. Now, here's a little activity to do to help you to begin to learn these spellings. I've got some sentences. And what I want you to do is have a go at writing out these sentences, but there's a missing word. And I want you to use one of the words in the spelling list to finish the sentence. The first sentence is what, Monkey? I am feeling. So I am feeling, and you need to choose a word there. I am feeling smelly. I'm feeling, well, I guess you could say that, although you don't really feel smelly. I think what would be a better one there would be I am feeling happy. That would be a good one. Or I am feeling dizzy. So there's not necessarily a right answer. There might be a few different words you could use. So pause the video now and have a go at finishing off these sentences. Off you go. Okay, hope you did well with your sentences. I've put Monkey away just because he was getting a little bit tired and he needs his nap. And I want to read you our story for the week. It's called Alfie Gets In First. And it's by an author called Shirley Hughes, and she's written some amazing, lovely stories. I wonder at home, you might have some of her stories at home too. She's written some great books. So we're going to read this story, and then I've just got a few questions for you at the end of this story, so have a listen carefully. One day, Alfie and Mum and Annie Rose were coming home from the shops. Alfie ran on ahead because he wanted to get home first. He ran all the way from the corner to the front gate and up the steps to the front door. Then he sat down on the top step and waited for the others. Along came Mum, pushing Annie Rose and the shopping. I raced you, called Alfie. I'm back first, so there. Annie Rose didn't care. She was tired. She sat back in the pushchair and sucked her thumb. Mum put the brake on the pushchair and left Annie Rose at the bottom of the steps, while she lifted the basket of shopping up to the top. Then she found the key and opened the front door. Alfie dashed in ahead of her. I've won! I've won! He shouted. Mum put the shopping down in the hall and went back down the steps to lift Annie Rose out of her pushchair. But what do you think Alfie did then? He gave the door a great big slam. Bang! Just like that. Then Mum was outside the door holding Annie Rose, and Alfie was inside the shop with the shopping. Mum's key was inside too. Open the door, Alfie, said Mum. But Alfie didn't know how to open the door from the inside. The catch was too high up. Mum looked into the letterbox. Try to reach the catch and turn it, she said. Alfie tried, but he couldn't quite reach it. Can you put the key through the letterbox, said Mum. But Alfie couldn't reach the letterbox either. Annie Rose was hungry as well as tired. She began to cry. Then Alfie began to cry too. He didn't like being all by himself on the wrong side of the door. Just then, Mrs. McNally came hurrying across the street to see what all the noise was about. She and Mum took it in turns to say encouraging things into the letterbox, but Alfie still couldn't open the door. Go and fetch your little chair from the sitting room, and then you'll be able to reach the catch, said Mum. But Alfie didn't try to fetch his little chair. He just went on crying, louder and louder, and Annie Rose cried louder and louder too. There's my Maureen, said Mrs. McNally. I'm sure she'll be able to help. Mrs. McNally's Maureen was a big girl. Right away she came and joined Mum and Annie Rose and Mrs. McNally on the top step. Might have to break a window, she said, but I'll try to climb up the drain pipe first, if you like. But Mrs. McNally didn't like that idea at all. Oh no, Maureen, you might hurt yourself, she said. Just then, Alfie's very good friend the milkman came up the street in his milk float. When he saw Mum and Annie Rose and Mrs. McNally and Mrs. McNally's Maureen all standing on the top step, he stopped his float and said, What's the trouble? So they told him. Don't worry, mate, the milkman shouted. We'll soon have you out of there. Looks as though this lock's going to be difficult to break, said the milkman. But then Mrs. McNally's Maureen had a very good idea. She ran to ask the window cleaner, who was working up the street, if he would bring his ladder and climb up to the bathroom window. And of course, when the window cleaner heard about Alfie, he came hurrying along with his ladder as quickly as he could. Then Mum and Annie Rose and Mrs. McNally and Mrs. McNally's Maureen and the milkman all stood on the top step and watched while the window cleaner put his ladder up against the house. He started to climb up to the bathroom window, but when he was halfway up the ladder, what do you think happened? The front door suddenly opened, and there was Alfie. He had managed to reach the catch and turn it, like that. After all, he was very pleased with himself. He opened the front door as wide as it would go and stood back grandly to let everybody in. Then the window cleaner came down from his ladder, and he and the milkman and Mrs. McNally's Maureen and Mrs. McNally and Annie Rose and Mum and Alfie all went into the kitchen and had tea together. The end. What a great story. And look, Monkey's back. It was a really good story, wasn't it?
What story?
Well, Monkey, you were asleep.
Oh, I didn't want to miss the story.
Well, you were just too tired, Monkey.
Can you read it again?
I'm not going to read it again.
Oh, please.
No, I'm not going to read it again. But the children might help you because they've got some questions to answer now about the story. So I hope you were listening carefully. What you could do, if you're not sure about some of the answers, you could always go back in the video and have a look. So the first question, number one, is who is the author?
What's an author?
That's a good question. An author is somebody, isn't it, who writes a book. Number two, what is the problem in the story? Number three, how does the front door open at the end? And number four, what was your favourite part? So in your book or on your piece of paper, have a go. And your challenge is to try and answer the questions using a whole sentence. So instead, for number one, instead of just writing the name of the author, your sentence could start, the author is... and then write. And then question two, you could write, the problem in the story is. So have a go using a full sentence. You know, in class, don't we? We try and explain our thinking using a whole sentence so that everyone can understand us. So have a go at writing those questions, the answers out in your book. And that is the end of our English lesson for today. We're going to be using this story all week, doing some different activities with the book. So, Monkey, we better let the children get on with their questions. What are you going to do for the rest of the day, Monkey?
I'm going to go and sleep again.
You can't go and sleep again, Monkey. It's time to work hard. Do you want to think again?
I'm going to go and work really hard.
Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. Let's work really hard today, children. Have a great day. Bye-bye.